Hello friends, thank you so much for joining me for practice today. The props you may want to grab are a blanket per usual, 3 pillows if possible. If you can't find 3 pillows, then grab 1 pillow and then 2 blocks or some thick books or stacks of books. The first pose that we're going to come into is Supta Baddha Konasana, which is supported butterfly. So you're going to take 1 pillow, lay it long ways, and then put each of the other pillows beside it. Roll your blanket just slightly to create a little lift for the neck. And then you're going to scoot your hips back towards this bottom pillow, feet together, and then let the knees come out wide on the pillow. Or if you don't have these extra pillows, you can use the blocks for under the knees as well. That works great too. So I'll give you a minute to get set up. We're going to practice that diaphragmatic breathing that we did last class. Breathing into the stomach, and then we're going to add on to it breathing into the thoracic cavity here, the chest. So it's going to be breathing into the stomach and then expanding with the chest. So when you're ready, lay back on your supportive props. Make sure the neck roll is nice and supportive under the neck. Make sure you're comfy. And when you're ready, I invite you to close your eyes and settle into the normal breath pattern that you have arrived with. Maybe keeping the hands on the belly to be able to feel the breath moving in and out. Starting to deepen the breath with each inhalation and softening the body with each exhalation. Starting to breathe into that belly, imagining a balloon filling up on the inhale, stomach rising and expanding, and the balloon deflating on the exhale. Belly slowly drops. Picture the diaphragm moving down towards the feet on the inhale and back up on the exhale. Focus completely on the breath. If a thought comes in, just witness it and let it pass by and gently come back to the breath. Being kind to yourself, knowing it's difficult to focus only on one thing. Now place one hand on the chest and the other hand right above the navel. On the inhale, you're going to expand the stomach. And then when you think you're fully expanded, expand in the chest. You will realize your lungs have more capacity. And then gently let the stomach fall, followed by the chest. Inhale, stomach rises. Inhale, chest rises. Hold. And gently release. Stomach goes first and then the chest falls. Try a few at your own pace here.
Filling your lungs up completely and letting your whole body soften on the exhalation. Continue this, and I want to remind you to relax the face, relax the space behind the eyes, let the teeth part, relaxing the jaw and the neck, across the collarbone. Let the pelvis be heavy, and the thighs be heavy. The calves and the ankles lay slack. And the feet, heavy like sandbags on them. Completely relaxed. Inhale fully. And exhale, let everything go. Place both hands at the heart, one hand on top of the other, and invite an intention in for your practice. And breathe it in. And exhale, manifesting it out. When you're ready, extend the legs and the arms up overhead and out long straight, giving yourself a big stretch. Inhale. Exhale, release, letting everything lay slack. Inhale, tighten, tighten, tighten. Exhale, release. Release all the props. Maybe letting the blanket stay so that you have support on your neck. Come back to laying on your back, feet flat on the floor. Let the knees fall to the right. And let the knees come back up and fall to the left. Inhale, back up. Exhale, knees to the right. Inhale, back up. Exhale, knees to the left. Inhale, back up. Knees fall to the right. This time let your left arm reach up overhead with a slight bend. Everything's relaxed and breathing deep into the left side body. Creating a little more length and space in the left hip flexor, the left side of the psoas, the left side of the rib cage. Expanding on the inhale and relaxing on the exhale. Bring the left arm back down. Inhale, legs up. Exhale, legs over to the left. Right arm reaches up and over with a slight bend. Inhale fully. Exhale, relax. And inhale, arms come down, legs come back up. Bring your arms down by your sides. Inhale, arch the back. Exhale, tuck the pelvis, back comes flat on the floor. Inhale to arch. This is like laying down cat-cow. Exhale, tilt. Your chin has a slight tuck so that the back of the neck is elongated. Inhale to arch, letting the back of the spine reach up towards the back of the heart. Exhale, tuck, scooping the pelvis, lifting the belly. Inhale to arch, expanding the stomach completely. Exhale, tuck, this time gathering the stomach muscles, starting to fire up the core, connecting the mind with the stomach muscles. Release that. Inhale to arch. Exhale to tuck and gather. Core engaged. Inhale to arch, release. Exhale to tuck, gather. And release that. Let your spine come to neutral. We're not going to tuck the pelvis at all. The pelvis stays the same. We're going to inhale fully. Exhale, bring ribs to navel, pubic bone to navel, and hip points come in just a millimeter. Not straining here, just starting to engage the core all towards the midline. And breathe. You can feel your stomach starting to harden. Still has some softening. We're not flexing here. Just starting to turn on the muscles, waking them up. And relax. Reach the legs up and the arms up and give them a big shake. Shake, shake, shake. And release, legs come out, arms reach up overhead, give yourself a big stretch. Exhale, relax. Roll yourself onto your belly. Forehead on the mat or forehead on the blanket, whatever's more comfortable. Make sure your blocks aren't in your way. Hands come down by your side, palms facing the mat. Engage the legs, engage the core. Keep the head on the mat and lift the arms and shoulders. Starting to turn on the back body. And release down. Everything softens. One more time. Engage the legs. Engage the core, pressing the navel up, back towards the spine. And arms come up, shoulders come up. Shoulders squeeze together. And release. Come into Sphinx pose. Elbows under shoulders. Hands spread wide. Roll the shoulders up, back and down. Chin slightly tucks. And breathe here, starting to stretch the stomach muscles. Bringing a little strength towards the shoulders.
And release down. Press up and back, child's pose. Knees wide. Continuing to breathe deep down into the low back and the low stomach. Noticing how each inhalation expands the pelvis and each exhalation relaxes the whole body. Bring your arms down by your sides. And let the shoulders relax and hang slack. Bring the hands back up. Inhale fully. Exhale. Walk the arms over to the left, 1 or 2 hand prints, and reach back on the right hip. Side stretch on the right. Breathing into the right lung, expanding the right rib cage, creating space in the right armpit. Can you come back to your intention? Remind yourself and be kind to yourself with it. And let it follow your practice. Let it lead your practice, actually. Let yourself follow your intention. Inhale back to center. Exhale over to the right, reaching back on the left hip. I get really tight under my armpit area on the side of the shoulder there. And my guess is I'm not the only one. Inhale, fill completely up. And exhale back to center. Come up onto all fours. Maybe grab your blanket to support your knees. I like a nice cushion for my bones. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale, look up for cow. Exhale, round the spine for cat. Inhale, look up for cow. This time, tuck the toes, starting to stretch out the back of the Achilles tendon and the bottom of the feet. Do a few at your own pace. Notice where the weight in your hands are. If it's too much on your wrist, you can always come to fists. Now bring your hips in a circular motion. And go the other way. Ooh, I definitely have some cricks and cracks this morning. Maybe bring the hips side to side. All right, come sit back on the heels. We're gonna stretch out the wrists a little bit. So grab one hand, or bring one hand on one wrist, the opposite wrist. Squeeze and rotate. You can start sliding that hand down. getting into that connective tissue, the fascia. Reverse the rotation of the wrist. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And switch. So with this hand, you're squeezing and pulling down. And you can switch rotation and just go at your own pace, whatever your body needs in this moment. If you work on the computer a lot, this is a good stretch to do throughout your day. Keeping everything nice and opened. Okay, come back into all fours, but this time your hands are gonna face the other way. So fingers facing you. If this is too much, then just come forward. And if you need a little more, then you can come back. It's pretty intense, but just bear with it. Deep breaths. Let your shoulders externally rotate so your shoulders aren't trying to reach up towards your ears. You want to have a nice wide collarbone. Okay, and release. Shake that out. Now bring your hands like this, and top of the hands come on the mat. So fingers are facing each other. So it's almost like your middle fingers can touch, but they're farther apart, but they're just in the same, they're pointing towards each other. So we're stretching out the back of the wrist here. And release that, shake it out. And now this one is probably the most intense. It's probably something you've never done, but I invite you to be open to it and to try it. We're gonna break up the fascia on the forearm. So you're gonna bring one forearm down to the mat and then bring your knees on top of it. You can bring your head down. And deep breaths. Couple more seconds. You can move your knees up and down on the arm to get it all. And release. Whew. That's intense. All right, other side. Bring the forearm down and knees come on to the inner forearm. Make sure you're breathing into it. Few more breaths. If you really don't like this one, you can come back to the first one we did, where we pulled the arm down, pulled the wrist down, and rotated the wrist. Oh, I think my right is more tight than the left. Okay, when you're ready, come off. Close your eyes and just bring your attention to your arms. Notice they might feel a little different than normal. A lot of toxins probably just got broken up. Maybe give yourself just a little massage on the forearm. Massage on the wrist. Now those are all those wrists and forearm stretches we just did are really intense, but I recommend doing them maybe a couple times a week, and the more you do it, the more broken up it gets. So the less intense it gets, the looser your muscles get in there. The fascia gets broken up. It's the first time you've ever done it, which it probably is. It's really intense. I haven't done it in a while. That was really intense for me. Massage the other arm. But I remember when my teacher Jen taught me those a long time ago, and we were all like, "You are crazy. This hurts." But over the years, I realized that I actually really like those stretches. All right, release the blanket. Place the hands and reach up and back, coming into down dog, knees bent. Pedal out the legs, bending one knee and then the next. Just starting to feel your body in down dog. What does it need? Where is it tight? Where's your weight in your hands? Can you press some weight into the index knuckle? Are your shoulders externally rotated? Is your navel pressed up against the back spine? Is your chin slightly tucked to elongate the back of the neck? And are you breathing? Okay, let's baby step our feet up to the front of our mat. And fold, bend knees, forward fold. Let the head hang heavy, the neck relax. Feel the low back stretching out. The knees being bent here allows the low back to stretch, I find. And slowly come up, starting with the lowest vertebrae, coming up one vertebrae at a time. And hands to heart center, close the eyes. All right, I invite you to open your eyes, come to the middle of your mat, reach the right arm out, or the left arm, and let the right ear come to the right shoulder, gently stretching into the neck. I'm not trying to rip the head off here. Just opening up one breath at a time. And maybe turn your nose down to the right shoulder, getting into the front of the neck. And maybe letting the chin lift, dropping the back of the head, getting even more into the front of the neck, into the collarbone. Oh, deep breaths. And release. Gently bring the head back to center and the arm comes down. Roll the shoulders. Extend the right arm out. Left ear to left shoulder. Notice if one side feels tighter than the other. Bringing more space into the neck with each inhalation and softening with each exhalation. Let the knees bend just slightly so we don't lock out the legs. Maybe turn the nose down to the shoulder. And maybe dropping the back of the head and bringing the nose up to the ceiling. Getting into the front of the neck. And back to center, release the arm. Inhale the arms up. Exhale over to the left. You can clasp one hand on the wrist and pull, or you can leave the hands separated. I like to grab onto one wrist and really help reach up and over. Inhale back to center. Exhale over to the right. This is one of my favorite stretches. I do it like right when I get out of bed usually. Stretch out the whole side body. Inhale back up. Exhale over to the left. And maybe rounding the spine slightly. Inhale back to center. Exhale over to the right and round. And inhale back to center. Release the arms. Roll the shoulders. And roll on the other way. And roll on the other way. Okay, extend the hands out, extend the arms out, reach, reach, reach. Bend the knees slightly, engage the core. And release. Okay, let's do a balancing pose. Let's come into tree pose. You can start with the hands heart center. You can leave the foot here on the ground, opening the hip. You can bring it up to the calf, or you can bring it up into the inner thigh. You just want to avoid leaving it on the knee. So come into whatever variation feels good to you today. Engage that bottom leg, bringing the kneecap up. You don't want to sink into the hips. You want to press down into the bottom leg. Engage the core. This hip stays open. You can reach up using any expression you like. And pick your drishti, your gaze, at a point that's not moving. And breathe. It's okay if you fall out of it, just come right back in. Practicing balance and strength here. Practicing staying with our breath and our point of focus. And when you're ready, bringing everything back in and releasing the leg. Shake that bottom leg out. And switch. Rooting down into the bottom leg and bringing the foot into any expression anywhere on the leg. Hands start at heart center, engage the core. Pick your point. You can keep the hands here, or you can reach them into any expression you would like. And coming back to that intention you set at the beginning of practice, and letting that lead your practice. Staying here for maybe even longer than normal. Challenging ourselves, not selling ourselves short. Surprising ourselves. And taking care of ourselves. When you're ready, come back to center. Shake that bottom leg out. All right. I'm going to switch and flow from this side of my mat right now. I just feel like it. When you're ready, place the feet hip width, parallel with the mat. Flare the toes, place them down, root into the ground. Slight bent knees, engage the core. Pressing the navel towards the spine, gently tucking the pelvis. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Maybe using your blocks here to bring the floor up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Place the hands. Step back, down dog. Inhale, slide forward to plank. Engage the core. Exhale, slowly lower down. Bring the hands in line with the middle ribs. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Engage the legs, engage the core. Reach up, low cobra. Pull the hands back. Gently tucking the chin, elongating the back spine. And maybe pressing into the hands, coming up for cobra. And maybe pressing the arms straight, lifting the legs up, coming into upward dog. And you stay wherever you feel good in your back bend. Could be low cobra, could be cobra, could be seal, could be up dog. Inhale here. Exhale, down dog. 3 deep breaths here. Bend the knees. Hopper step to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sit it down for chair. We're going to be here a few breaths. The legs are really turning on. Outer glutes are turning on here, pressing the outer thighs out. That helps turn on these muscles. We're not clenching the butt. It's just engaged. Hands can be here or they can be up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sit it down for chair. . Your hands even could be back, palms facing each other. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Last chair, sit down. And come all the way down onto your butt for boat pose. The whole stomach gathers in here. Deep breaths. Even in this pose, come back to your intention. All right, and bring the feet down. Come into butterfly. Knees wide, feet together. And fold. Deep breaths. All right, come onto your back. Reach the right leg up. Roll the ankle. And roll it the other way. Point and flex the foot. Press up in the heel like you're making a footprint on the ceiling. Flare the toes. And bring that down. Switch. Rotate the ankle. And rotate the other way. Flex and point. Flex and point. Flex and point. Flex, press the heel up to the ceiling. Flare the toes. And relax. Bring both legs up. Shake them out. Shake, 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 shake. We're going to do that fascia breakup on the calves again. I think we did this last class, but it's good to keep doing it so that you can get deeper and deeper. Bring your blanket into a sushi roll. Place it behind the knees. And sit back. Whew. Maybe just as intense as last time. Deep breaths. Ooh, that just popped my neck. If it's a little too much, just come up to on the hands. It'll ease off the weight on the blanket. And bring the blanket down a little bit towards the middle of the calves. Sit the hips back. I don't know which is more intense, the thigh, the back of the thigh, or the calf in this one. What is it for you? Where are you feeling it the most? Okay, move the blanket down. This one I can handle the most, so I'm going to move my hips side to side. Getting into it a little deeper. Okay, release that. Tuck the toes, broken toe pose. Sit the hips back. Make sure the pinky's tucked under. Few deep breaths. And release. Shake that out. And come onto your backs. If you like a little neck support, bring your blanket down right under your neck. You can either be flat or you can have a slight roll. Reach the arms up overhead. Give yourself a big stretch. Inhale fully. And exhale, side out. One more time. Inhale, stretch. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale, side out. Congratulations, you made it to Shavasana. You can do legs up the wall Shavasana. You can do Supta Baddha Konasana. The one we did at the beginning of class, or you can do a typical Shavasana and corpse pose. You can lay your blanket over you. You can have an eye pillow. Just get as comfy and cozy as possible. And when you're ready, I invite you to close your eyes and settle in to the rhythm of your breath. Letting everything soften. Allowing yourself this time to do nothing. We'll be here a few minutes and then I'll prompt you out of it. Feel free to stay in as long as you'd like. And allow yourself to go deeper and deeper into your Shavasana with each breath. Deepen into the breath. Invite a gentle wiggle to your fingers and toes, bringing life back into the body. Gently reach the arms up overhead. Give yourself a big stretch. And gently roll to one side, placing the feet flat on the floor. Pausing here. And with as little energy as possible, press up into a comfortable seated position. I invite you to keep the eyes closed. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Inhale through the waistline. Gently chuck the chin, elongate the back neck, and reach out through the crown of the head. Invite a little tuck to the belly and bring the hands to heart center. Big inhale. And let it all out. Thank you so much for choosing to do yoga with me. And thank you for taking care of yourself. That way you can be available to others. Keep up the good work. The light in me sees the light in you. Namaste. All right, friends, drink lots of water, be kind to yourself. Share and subscribe this page if you like it. Much appreciated. Thank you so much.